Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Hyperboost. Again, my name is Pete and I will be your host on this episode. So, anyway, today, what I wanted to talk about was, well, number one, again, look at this freaking weather. Dude, it's like 75 degrees already and it's in March. What is amazing? So, anyway, today, I really wanted to talk about one specific thing. Actually, five specific things about my 2023 Lexus IS 500. I know. It's kind of overplayed now when people say, these are the five things that I hate about my whatever car. Now, I feel that I already have the right to be able to say what I hate about this car or what are the things that I absolutely do not like about this car because I've already had 7 months of ownership. You have that 1 year honeymoon ownership phase where you're thinking of, okay, what do I love about this car? What do I don't like so much about this car? Technically, I really don't like a lot of things about this car, but the things that I do love about this car sincerely overpowers the things that I do not like about this car. All right, let's get into it. Number one, the one thing that I really don't like about this car is the lack of aftermarket support, especially power stuff. Obviously, the 2UR GSC engine that this car has makes plenty of power, 472 horsepower, and I think that's plenty for just regular driving and if you're just kind of putting around. But for a heavier car, it probably needs a little bit more. I mean, it would be awesome if they made like about 500 horse for this car, just stock, and as well as good aftermarket support for this. There is a supercharger kit for it, but $10,000 for 100 horsepower is not a great return of investment if you ask me. Now, some people have them. Great, that's awesome, guys. But I personally don't want to invest that kind of money for 100 horsepower. Because, for example, with my Evo, just with a dyno and computer reflash ECU tune, made an extra 80 to 100 horsepower, depending on how much bolt-ons I have on the car. But this one, supercharging it, only adds 100 horsepower. Not a great return of investment for me. Number two, the interior is definitely dated. That is one thing that I do not like about this car. Now, when I say dated, I really am a big fan of buttons. I love buttons. I love the tactile sense of having buttons in the car. The whole touchscreen iPad thing does not work for me. I don't like it. But this right here is a little bit dated. They could have kind of updated the look, of the interior. But I guess whatever works, right? But it has not changed since 2017. I think it hasn't changed interior-wise. There's little things here and there that they kind of moved around. But for the most part, the interior is still the same. So, yeah, they could have really updated the look. But one thing though is it has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay now, so I guess that's a plus. Number three, the manual mode on this. It's so slow. This could have really honestly benefited from the 10-speed transmission that is in the LC 500. With the 5-liter engine like this, it could have used a 10-speed transmission. This, a lot of people don't know that this is still the transmission that they used on the Lexus ISF. And that is almost a 10-year-old technology, but it's still the same what they used for the IS 500. So that could have been definitely upgraded. There's a video here of me shifting, and I'm going to insert it right here. And the slowness of it is excruciating. But before I get to number four and number five, cold start. You cannot beat the sound of a Lexus V8, a Toyota 2UR GSE. Oh my God, that sounds so good. All right, and number four, I honestly am not a big fan of staggered fitment wheels. I know it's for looks and all that stuff, but as far as performance wise, I was a big fan of my Evo that had square setup wheels. I get it, it's all-wheel drive and this is rear-wheel drive. And I guess it just lends to the shape of the vehicle to have a staggered fitment. I get it. But it's so freaking hard to find wheels for this thing. Me and Edwin have been racking our brains for months on end, literally months on end, on the correct fitment and the way I like the car to sit, because he would come up with ideas and I would come up with ideas, and it would just kind of like, okay, well, Edwin would shoot it down because look, it would look like this. Or for example, like I wanted a square setup for this car just to make it easier for tire rotations. And he said, no, you don't want to do a square fitment because you're gonna have to put spacers in the back to make it perform the way it's supposed to perform. So back to the drawing board. We finally came up with the solution, and I hope that you guys like it. And the whole thing with Fitment Industries didn't quite work out, but right now we are working with Wheel Pros, and they actually made an awesome suggestion. I have a rendition, not a rendition, but an actual photograph of the wheel, and I was like, whoa, dude, that's nice. Because I really wanted to stay with a classy look that does not lend more to like a racer look. I wanted the car to be classy, and like I said, and I wanted to also be an improvement to what it is now. So one thing I'm going to tell you, it's going to be really, really shiny. It's going to be bright. Yeah, but that's all I can say. And number 5, the one thing that I don't like about this car, anybody who has this F Sport front end, the grille, it's so hard to clean. It is so hard to clean. If you detail your car and not just wash it, we're talking like taking out the little dust collections on the little corners of those little diamond mesh things, is so hard. Each and every one of those, I have not counted. There's got to be at least 100 of them. Cleaning it by using a small wooden dowel that I flattened, and I wrap a microfiber around it so I can get around those little corners. I know that's trivial. I know that's really, honestly, if you think about it, that is really trivial. It's nitpicky. But again, I'm talking about the things that I do not like about this car. If you really think about it, that's the only trivial thing that is really something that I do not like about this car. But for the most part, come on, you guys. I mean, you can't beat this. Woo! Oh my god, that sound! Oh my gosh! I know this video is about the 5 things I hate about this car, but my goodness, the one thing I love about this car trumps them all. I freaking love this car. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And again, 7 months of ownership of this car, and yeah, I am glad that I bought this car. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, you guys, for engaging with me on the comments. I really, really honestly enjoy engaging with you guys, talking to you guys, meeting some of you guys. And my goodness, I could not believe the response from the Lexus community. I really sincerely appreciate all the new subscriptions. We are making a push towards 1,000 subs, you guys. I am literally 150 away from 1,000 subscribers, thanks to you guys. And I don't know, we'll plan something for the 1,000 subscriber, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I love you, and hopefully that you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday, folks.